little lamb, Mary brought the little lamb to school. So what Harold do? Harold, can you sing your song?
I love your Harold.
Harold had a little dog, little dog. Harold bring Snowy. Oh no, that is not a nice one. Bye bye. That is a very. Why so fierce? I'm singing a song for you. All right. Okay.
Lie on the floor to learn.
I don't know what's Harold doing. Oh. Can you see me? Can you hear me? What happened to my screen?
You are leggy.
Uh-oh, my screen freezed.
Don't do like Harold lying on the floor. I have a cat, but it can't let me hug it. We can't hug my cat. What the dog doing? Teacher, you have 2 accounts now. One is laggy, one is turn off the video.
I exited and re-entered because that one hanged already. That one will disappear by itself later.
Okay.
I hope so. Okay. All right. So, is it working? Okay. All right. So let's continue with maths. Okay. You managed to see my share screen here?
I can see.
Okay, great. Okay, so we have finished everything about pictogram, bar graph, bar chart. Okay, so today what I want to focus at is how to do a line chart. How to do a line chart. Okay, so let's watch a video. What is line chart? So line chart is line graph is very similar with bar, but instead of one block bar, it becomes line. This will save a little bit more space. Okay, let me share from the beginning.
Learn on a new type of graph called line graph. Shall we begin? Line graphs are used to show data that changes over a period of time. This graph is created by connecting a series of data points together with a line segment. Kids, every line graph has certain elements. Let us look at this line graph and understand its elements. Firstly, the title. The title tells us what is being represented. The given line graph shows the rainfall from April to July. Next is the x-axis or horizontal axis. It shows the different time periods or the names of things being compared. In this line graph, the x-axis indicates the names.
Monster Math presents Addition Below 10. Okay, class, let's begin.
Of the months. Lastly, y-axis or vertical axis. It has numbers for whatever is being measured. The y-axis usually starts at 0 and can be divided into as many equal parts as you want to. In the given line graph, the y-axis is measuring the amount of rainfall. Now, let us learn how to read a line graph. This line graph shows the temperature recorded for the first 6 days in the month of January. Here, the title Temperature in Mumbai tells us that the line graph is about the temperature in Mumbai recorded for the first 6 days in the month of January. The x-axis indicates the number representing the days in January, and the y-axis gives the information about the temperature recorded in degrees Celsius. Now observe this line graph and answer the questions. 1. What is the temperature on day 5? 28 degrees Celsius is the temperature on day 5. Next, 2. Which was the hottest day? Here, the highest temperature of 35 degrees Celsius was recorded on day 2.
Day 2.
Thus, we say, day 2 was the hottest day. Coming to 3. Which was the coldest day? As day 3 has the least temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, the answer is day 3.
Rock and learn!
Lastly, 4. Which 2 days had the same
letter S
temperature
makes the sound
and what was the temperature? Looking at the data points, we can say that day 1 and day 6 have the same temperature,
6.
and the temperature corresponding to the data point is 30 degrees Celsius.
Both 30.
Kids, wasn't it fun learning on line graph?
Okay, line graph, is it easy?
Yes. Easy.
Very similar to the bar graph, right? Okay, so later what we're gonna do, we're gonna do the analysis first, interpretation. After the interpretation, today again I'll use the graph paper to draw it. Okay.
Teacher,
So yes,
do this live worksheet. Can I?
sorry.
Can I do this live worksheet?
Yeah. But I think better I discuss because this one again the marking won't be accurate because it's typing. Okay, what's the main title of the graph? Bean plant. How many centimeters was the plant on day 3? Day 3, so it's 1 centimeter. 1 or 1.0, both can.
0 cm.
Between the 2 days, did the plant grow the fastest? Grow the fastest. This one, how do you do?
Yes.
Which is grow the fastest? Can you see this?
Go to 0 point.
Between these 2 days, which 2 days? Okay, when it grows slow, it will become flat. When it grows fast, it's like, wow, suddenly so high. So it's very steep.
2 days.
Between which 2 days? Very steep. Very steep. You see this one? Normal, right? This one normal. This one is like, wow, super speed, super high, right? You imagine a car, which part is the hardest to climb? This is the hardest to climb. So this is very steep. So that is why this is the fastest growth because this grow 1. This only grow half. This grow less than half. This grow less than half. This grow 1. So this grow the most. Okay. Do you understand that?
I understand now.
Okay. So this is the purpose why you have line graph. Because bar chart you cannot have this steep or not steep. Why people want line graph is because they can see the steepness, the fastest growth.
It's more easy.
So if the plant continue grow at the same rate, how tall would it be? Okay, if same rate continue here, is that one day is how many cm? So on day 4, you see here it's 1.5. Day 5 here is 2.5. So the difference here is 1. On day 6, it continue, what will happen? The difference is again 1. So 2.5 plus 1 will grow into 3.5. Understand? Okay. So that's pretty much 3.5. Okay. Okay, so this one again, the marking is not accurate. You see, you finish and you submit, it's not accurate. Okay, so what you do is that you just snapshot the answers here will do. Okay. Okay, so this would be the first homework. Please snap the answers. No auto marking available for this. Okay. Okay, next, same thing goes here, the line chart. Okay, so how many cars were sold in 5 days? Okay, how many cars were sold in 5 days? See, day 1, you know, is 3. Monday here is 3. Tuesday here is 5. Wednesday here is 6. Thursday here is 4. Friday here is 9. Good. How many cars are sold in 5 days? So all you need to do is plus together. Okay, Yuna, you plus together, what do you get? 5 plus 3 plus 6 plus 4 plus 9, how much?
27.
Very good. So you get 27. Okay, next, Jensen, on which day is the maximum number of cars sold?
Friday.
Which day is the maximum car sold? Friday. Good job. Okay. Okay. How many cars are sold on Wednesday? Okay, so Wednesday.
Wednesday, I can see.
Yeah, let me scroll. Hold on, yeah. Okay, so Wednesday, you know it's 6. Which day had the minimum car sales? Minimum is lowest. Is it Thursday or Monday? Which one lower?
Monday.
Monday. Good. How many? This one. More cars sold on Tuesday than Monday. More. So what should you do?
Minus.
Minus 5 minus 3, you get 2.
2.
Simple?
Yes.
Okay, next. Okay, so next we will go to the other here format line graph. Okay, next. This one, do you think you can do it by yourself? Or do we need to go through together? I think this one you can do it by yourself, okay? I'm gonna skip. It's the same thing.
Say.
Okay, it's the same thing. So I'm gonna skip. Okay, I'll dive straight to here. Straight to here. Okay, because this one is a little bit confusing because this one got two lines together. So this is how the double line graph looks like. How many pets were sold in March by Pet Town? Okay, in March, Pet Town. So what's the difference within this blue line and the red line is that red line is by Pet Town. Blue line is by animal something. Okay, so there's only one Pet Town, so Pet Town it is the red line. So in March, red line they sold is 4. How many pets were sold in February? February by animal. Animal is the blue line, which is 8. So now this one is a bit confusing because got two lines. You need to see which specific line you want to see. Got it? Okay. Did the number of pets sold increase or decrease between February and March? February and March for Pet Town. Pet Town is red. So is it increase or decrease? Decrease. Very good, Yuna.
Decrease.
Decrease. Good job. Okay. Were an equal number of pets sold in both stores in 1 month? Is there any month that they sold in an equal amount? No. Because all of them is at 8 January, no, different amount. February, different amount. March, different amount. April, different amount. May, also different amount. So no. Which store sold more in May? In May, who sold more? The red one, which is Pet Town.
No.
Then who? This one sold more, right?
The red one is the last one.
Why do you say that? Red one, how many is this? In May, they say in May. Do you look at May? May red color, how many?
May red color have 5.
While blue color have?
While blue color have 7.
Huh? How do you see 7? Can
May,
you circle where's the 7?
I see it now.
Got it?
4.
Understand? They look at May only. Alright? So it's Pet Town. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. So this one, yes, you can mark. Okay, so this one got single line and double line.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so if no problem, what we want to do now is to try to learn how to draw the line graph. Okay, please take your graph paper and share it.
Hello, welcome to Teach Me Maths. My name is Jonathan Hicks. Today we're drawing line graphs. Now again, we're doing this by hand in this video. If you want to know how to draw line graphs on a computer, I'll do another video for that using Excel and I'll show you how to do that. But in this video, we're drawing line graphs by hand on a piece of paper. Now I'm just going to show you the method on the board here. And for that, we're going to need a frequency table, So give me a second, I'll draw up a quick frequency table and I'll explain how you construct the line graph. All right, there we go.
So this thing is called frequency table. Frequency table.
Now what I've chosen here is the average price of gold over a few different years. Line graphs are very well suited to show progression, particularly over a period of time. So that's why I've chosen something that varies over time. Now these aren't particularly accurate, I've sort of guessed a bit of what it might be, but we're imagining that the gold price in 2010 on average was $1,310. These are in US dollars. Gold is usually measured in dollars like that. But it's very important with a frequency table, firstly that the column titles say what's in them, but that you also say what the units are. The units are really important here. So the fact that this is US dollars rather than pounds, say, is very important, because if these were pounds, the price would be very different. I'll come back to that when we talk about the line graph. So for a line graph, you always have two axes, one to represent each of the things that you're plotting. The time axis, or the progression axis, which is going to be this one here, always goes along the bottom. So that's the first thing you want to get right. Your progression, in this case the years, are going to go along the bottom. So I'll write years here. Your other axis then, the thing that you measure, always goes up the side. So price, in this case, is going to go up here. And as I was saying here, when you label your axes, and you must always label your axes for a line graph, or for any chart generally, so price here, year for that one, you must specify the units. It's not enough to say price, you must say what it's measured in. In this case, the price is being measured in dollars. So we'll stick dollars there. You usually just specify the units in brackets after the axis label. So the years then will go along the bottom. So I usually put a little ring round those to show that that's where the origin is, that's where the two things cross. So the years, we're going to have 2010, 2011, etc. Now when you do this, you're going to do it on graph paper, and you need to think a bit more carefully than me about the scale. You need to make sure these are all the same width apart. You can use the little squares on the graph paper to work that out. You want your graph to fill the graph paper if you can. You don't want it to go off the edge, but you want it to be as big as possible while still fitting on the graph paper. So you need to decide carefully what your scale is going to be. Now up the side here, I've got a range of different prices, but my lowest price is 1,310. So I don't actually need anything below 1,300. My highest is 1,600, so it might make sense here for me to start at 1,300 and go up to 1,700, say. Now there's a slight issue because I'm kind of saying here that this should be 0, and I'll explain what we do about that in a moment. But if you leave a little gap, you can just start this at 1,300, say there. Oh, I just noticed there's a 1,290. We can probably fit that just under that one, that'll be fine. So 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, and 1,600 is about as big as it's going to get. That should if we go just slightly above that for the 1620, that should be fine. Now, as I say, because we're not starting at 0, what you can do is if you leave a little gap there and you do like a little lightning symbol, so it kind of looks like that. That's called a discontinuity, and it means that there's a gap here. So we start at 0, there's a bit of a gap, and then we get to 1,300. After this, though, there are no gaps. Each of these should be equally spaced as you go up the line. And again, use your graph paper, count the squares, work out how big you can make it so that it fits on the graph paper while being as big as possible. You don't want to squeeze it in the corner of your graph paper or anything like that. Once you've got your two axes with the numbers, you've labelled them, you specify the units, then you can plot the points. So your first one, 2010, needs to have a price of $1,310. So 2010, from here you go straight up, find out where the 1310 is. Now again, you can be accurate here because you'll be using graph paper, and you basically put a little cross where those two things meet, where 2010 meets 1310 on that axis. And you go through the rest of them, put in the crosses. So 2011 should be 1480, so more or less that's going to be about there. 2012, 1620, so that's just above the 1600 point there. 2013 is 1500, so that goes bang on that one. And finally, 2014 is 1290, so it's going to be just shy of the 1300 one over there. So that's my line graph. Now, that's the points at least. Once you've plotted the points, you need to join them up with a line. That's why it's called a line graph. You must use a ruler though. Now, I don't have a ruler here, but you're not going to be trying to do a smooth curve or anything. You join them up with straight lines. So from this first cross, you draw a straight line to the second cross, and then another line up to that one, another straight line to there, and finally down to the bottom. So you get a line graph that varies like that. And usually they tend to go up and down depending on what you're picking. But you must join them up with straight lines. The last thing then for a line graph is you must give it a title, and it's got to refer to what we're talking about here. So obviously in this case, we're doing the average gold price. So your title might be the average price of gold. And again, it's good practice to specify what the units are, even in your title. So it's the average price in dollars of gold. So that's how you construct a line chart. It's great for progression where something varies over time. So your thing you're measuring, the price axis always goes at the side, the time axis, the progression always goes along the bottom. Plot the points, join them up with straight lines. Make sure you've labeled your axes and specified the units and give it a title. All right, and that should be it. If you do all that, you get a really good quality line graph. My name is Jonathan Hicks, and you're watching Teach Me Maths.
Okay, that's pretty much how you draw a line graph. Okay, what I need you to do is basically, okay, the same question as yesterday, Let me get back the same question. Okay, same question as yesterday, and I need you to draw into the line graph. Okay, so we learned how to draw a bar chart. We learned how to draw a pictogram. Today we're going to learn how to draw the line graph. Okay, same thing. 20 of them is white, 5 of them are blue. Okay, so let's draw the line graph. Okay, let me see if I can draw on the sample graphic for you to see. Okay. Okay, let me share another one. I'm not sure if I can get it done. Okay, so let's see this picture, and let me draw everything like this. Okay. think maybe I'll give you a different question. Maybe I'll give you a different question. Maybe I'll give you a different question. Okay, I think just remain as that question just now. So the rest, first thing you have to find out, so you know is 50 minus 20 minus 15 minus 5. So you count by yourself, you get to know this is 10. So you want to draw the line graph. Okay, you need the x and the y axis first. Okay, the x and the y axis first. Okay, up to you, you want where the color to be. Let's assume now I want a number to be here. So again, I jump in because all is multiple of 5. So I draw 5. Okay, draw the line first. Okay, so on the line it's 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so you need the header, color, shirts,
Teacher,
picture, yes.
about the shirt, the color of the shirt.
Yes, just the same question, but I just want you to learn different presentation for the same question, so you understand what it means. Okay, so here
Color.
you write white. Here you write blue. Okay, this is pretty much like how you do it yesterday, Joanna. Where yesterday I said you need spacing, but today no need because it's line. Okay, you notice this one is much closer to each other. Okay, so after you did this already, what you do is that white, you draw a dot here. Okay, 5, you draw a dot. Red, a rainbow, you draw 15. Others, you draw 10. So your line must always join, cannot join up, down, and then turn left, right. Must be the first, join to the second, join to the third, join to the fourth. That is how you do it. That is pretty much line graph. Got it?
Teacher, is it like this?
Yes, good.
Okay. I know already. Thank you.
So now you understand the difference between line graph and bar graph that you do. Yesterday what you do is more like a line graph. Today what you do is correct. You now got an extra drawing pen inside the paper. It's like a flower or scribbling.
Like this?
Perfect. Perfect. Done. Okay, that's pretty much how it looks like. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so Jensen, you're done. Nana, you're done. You can leave. I think I see Yuna is also done. Good. Can leave. Carol, you good?
Done, and we can leave.
Yep, that's all for today. All right, that's all for today. Bye, everyone.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.
Next day.
Tomorrow, Friday, see you at 3:10, okay?
You haven't unmute.
Okay, bye.